Some personal news. As you probably know by now, AT&T's DirecTV moved this week to remove Newsmax TV from its lineup. And there's a reason for concern because this is the second conservative channel that AT&T's DirecTV has removed from its cable system in just the past year. Mostly smaller than us, by the way. And guess what? That's right. They all get cable fees. So that seems very odd. But DirecTV says that their decision was a cost-cutting measure, which is interesting since DirecTV made $2.7 billion in profits last year. And to save costs, they never seem to cut low-rated liberal news channels. We'll discuss. Joining me now is our Friday company, conservative author and host of the David Harris Jr. Show and podcast, David Harris Jr., and columnist for townhall.com and Turning Point USA, contributor Erin Elmore. Welcome to both of you.
We appreciate the ability to have the freedom of choice of the news networks that we watch, and we love Newsmax. So hopefully people all across the country stand up against DirecTV. I don't have them, otherwise I would cancel them. But that needs to be the trending hashtag on Twitter, on every social media platform, cancel DirecTV. This is an assault.
Well, Erin, speaking of former President Trump, he is going to be campaigning in New Hampshire and South Carolina tomorrow, his first real event of this new year. And Trump unveiled his 2024 education plan today. Here's what he had to say.
On day one, we will begin to find and remove the radical zealots and Marxists who have infiltrated the Federal Department of Education.
All right, so his plan also calls for cutting federal funding for any schools or programs that include critical race theory, gender ideology, and calls for opening civil rights investigations into school districts that engage in race-based discrimination and make significant cuts to administration personnel. So those are just a few of the items there. You know, a lot of people have been saying, can President Trump be forward-looking now instead of focusing on the past? That's what the Republican Party wants to see him do. Do you think this is a good step forward? Is this a sign of him trying to put forward policies that he would put in place if he does become president in 24?
Absolutely, and this is the definition of forward-looking. And we saw what happened in Glenn Youngkin's race in Virginia. These parents that saw what their children were learning during the pandemic absolutely were outraged. And so they voted for Republican. We are in charge of our children, and President Trump wants more of that, whether it's charter schools or getting rid of these teachers unions that are essentially an arm of the Democrat Party. We saw that test scores completely plummeted for children across the board, specifically in inner city situations, because of all of the liberal policies. They are hurting our children at every stop, and we need to push for the things like President Trump was saying. This is, again, the definition of forward-looking, forward-thinking, and parents that want to take control of their children's education are going to like what he is saying. And as we've seen, they push critical race theory, gender ideology, all of these issues that parents are so worried about, whether we're working or not. We are no longer able to be passive participants in education. Every parent has to literally watch everything that our child is learning, read everything that they're reading, because if not, they will be brainwashed by the left. And President Trump's word here just sort of give us a sigh of relief that potentially hope is on the way.
David, how important is it? You know, we talk about this forward-looking behavior from Trump. People have said that it's time for new leadership in the Republican Party. If he cannot be forward-looking, how much of a percentage do you think, you know, he should be talking about the things that many people have been frustrated about and also saying we are charging forward?
Well, I think that he is saying that he's charging forward by addressing the issues that are ailing parents today. I mean, I'm a new grandfather. My little 9-month-old grandbaby has my heart wrapped around her little finger. And to think of her going to a school where they would try to teach her that I'm oppressed. And since she's lighter than me, because she's got more Japanese in her she's a real melting pot. She's so beautiful. But to try to teach her that she's the oppressor because of the color of her skin. I mean, it boils my blood to even think that teachers would be doing that. So I think he is addressing the issues that parents are thinking about. And we want to know that people are going to be held accountable.
All right, Erin, we're out of time, so let you go first next time. But David, congratulations. And both of you stay right here because it's time for your favorite portion of the show. The company quiz is after the break. Don't go away.